Half hours.
We'll wait for anyone
Saying anything.
Actually, wow. We're waiting for everybody to come back.
In the earlier part, we had a consistent 15 or so. Here, it just shows.
General.
Yeah, it just shows total between all three platforms. The majority of the people have been on Twitch, so.
Good, are you?
Did it just okay? It just lagged.
Sorry, I think my my computer's been having some trouble. Madigan. You know what I can do? I could probably take off. Window capture. No one cares about that. Might help a little bit. Okay. Let's keep going.
Yes.
Figure this out. Beesball, what's up, chicken fuckers? I'm just gonna assume it's her. Okay, so you are at the top of the hill. You have delivered this child back to Sigwin.
Mm-hmm.
What's the need? Lydia, I love you. Thank you, AFL. I am trash. I get it.
We've brought reversing this curse on these people. They've suffered.
This is a blood pact. Economy, blame Nate Treem for that. That's literally what it says on the sheet.
Elfland.
I want the record to state that Ronan laughed and.
Dumb name, change it. So I will go back to Elfland. If the curse breaks itself, so be it. I do not control the blood pact curse. Those are self-imposed by the gods or whoever it be that control the oaths of the blood pact. I am simply here to enforce it. And I make him mayor. At his young age, he promised me his firstborn, and he has yet to deliver on his promise.
Why do people always be given
No one's giving up their firstborns, I know.
Who was that?
Lily.
Lily.
child and be on our own way.
Yeah.
We can raise a kid
We'll just
together.
raise the kid.
Bird man.
We adopted.
That's what this whole mission was all about.
Awful, but I mean, we give the kid to the elf.
Yeah.
It's
At
you
this
know,
point.
we might go to if it saves the village, then I mean,
Yeah.
I say we just kill the elf.
I'm not mad about that.
We hand him the baby
It's a-
and then stab him in the back.
We hand him the baby, but the baby's a knife.
Wow. Plot twist. The baby's a knife.
And my Jamelon didn't see that one. Midnight.
I said, "Ma, you got bigger."
He holds the contract.
And he dies.
Ronan woke up because determined that the other two had traveled with him long enough to know that that would be what it took. Because he tried, and I quote, he's tried to shoot.
Gross?
I say kill.
Oh, we're double crossing.
We got to kill. So what's the double cross play?
Well, the double cross is
Double
killing.
Baby.
Side note: are we sure that this is the mayor's firstborn?
Okay, so according to the wife,
Says he may have, with someone other than his wife.
Take me. I am an illegitimate child.
I want to go to Elfland.
I want to go to Elfland and tell y'all how stupid of a name that is.
I don't have anything.
Shit.
Marge is my lady, so me see.
He's not a favorite enemy, unfortunately.
So this situation is more just decision making than anything else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys just got to decide what the next play is and then react to what's going on. Saya says, screw it, send the baby to F land and then rescue it if needed.
He's a pretty
Yeah.
aggressive. He sounds
I mean,
pretty
at
aggressive.
this point, he's
He's
he sees you're coming back with a child, but he doesn't have any weapons drawn at this point. He has a sword back, but he's not drawing weapons. He sees you coming back to him. He would probably immediately assume that you've come around and gotten the truth.
Okay.
Be support and spellcasting.
Mhm.
And staying behind. And we're
I'm the dual stabby stab.
But I mean,
Careful of the big brain moves this evening.
What is it? Tana, yes, we have come this far. Hand me the child, and I will take him over to Segway and allow him to go back to Elfland with this baby. So I walk over to you, and in this meantime, not only do I, because I have this, I then cast Silence on the child. So there goes another spell slot of mine. And then I cast my Minor Illusion cantrip to make the baby in my arms.
Okay.
And I turn, but I have the baby.
Shift it
sleight of
so
hand.
that I have to sleight of hand it to.
Besides that, I'll be lurking. Solve your own. I think you're fine. I think he's so focused on the baby that if you create an illusion, I think understand is what the play is.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I mean, go ahead.
So, hold on, I need to make sure what this spell. Haha. Okay, so I'm going to turn around with the baby.
The
The baby. And which of these do I want to do though? I'm sorry, I'm thinking.
No, you're good.
I can't do anything.
My
right
only
now.
other thought was to, have a sword underneath the baby and try and stab.
Big stab.
Big
The
stab
big
while
stab.
attempting to hand, but I thought the, giant sword.
You guys are all trying real hard to be on the lawful scale.
So that's my problem with role playing is that like even if I play a chaotic character or a more neutral character, my normal self
Okay,
seeps in.
so I turn around with the baby. I say, okay, SeaWorld. So here we have retrieved the baby for you. Here he is for you to take him home to your homeland of Elfland.
He has such a hard time saying it. He's like, I hate it.
And so I reach out with the baby, and as Segway goes to take the baby, I cast Dissonant Whispers at a 5th level spell slot.
Okay.
Okay, and I honestly just forgot exactly what that.
Dissonant Whispers.
Yes. So I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice can hear. 7d6 if it failed.
Okay, what's the spell save? 17?
Yep. But I haven't said my word yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Wet ass pussy, make that pull-up game weak.
That's so many words.
It said discordant melodies, so I mean,
Yeah, that's the worst.
Sigwin, now racked with pain, takes 7d6 damage and also has to move 10 feet away from me because he can't stand it anymore.
Okay, so 7d6.
Yeah.
What's the
That's not a d6. Who, me or the elf?
Honestly, I don't have any clue. I think that's
Just the
if it
lag.
freezes up there, it's not a big deal. If it freezes up there and on my screen, then it's a big deal. Yeah.
3 damage.
23 damage.
Dablage.
He's fleeing in wake of your attack. I don't think it gives you an attack
Okay.
opportunity
If I walked, not like I didn't say it before. Never mind.
again. But I think at this point, Sigwin is desperate to get this child. And Sigwin stops, and he says, before he draws a sword, and he's clearly in an attack pose, Tobit made a promise as the mayor, the newfound mayor, at my accord, in exchange, attempts to turn around the putrid reputation of Fey and Elvenkind in this cause because he is so desperate to keep what is his, what agreed is rightfully his, all of Feykind. And he points at you, the Sylvan, and says, you should know better than most. Do you appreciate how you were treated and their child being raised amongst good, kind, elven creatures and other Fey, and coming back to be the rightful heir and mayor of this town will change? Watch the debate. I got pointed out a lot. Everyone at home, you know that prejudice is. Sigwin says this, and he, oh my god. Lynn said Elf cursed the town's water source. He cursed the well, and that is what caused, obviously, all of the curses. However, he also says that the curse was not the intent of the spell. He says that is the way back home. If the child is,
Which means I won't have bubbly eyes anymore? I mean, I almost feel like he makes sense, but I almost don't like him, but I almost feel like he makes sense.
I think what I loved about this campaign is both. I think this is why I chose this, because Sigwin has a legitimate claim to, in any situation, realistically, the mayor and his wife it's their child. You don't want them to lose the child, but also that personal interest being their child is something that you are having to decide against. So in this situation, you have also, I will say, Lydia says 100% believable.
To the morals, the elf didn't really do anything wrong per se, it. Because of a blood oath on his firstborn child. That was his fault. What did he think was going to happen to his firstborn child? And you think that they were just going to forget about it? Like,
in Swisher's point of view, one, he just doesn't like the guy. And two, with his background, saving this child is a way to redeem for the wrongs that he's done in the past, to get on that right path.
You guys are causing a split right down the middle of your own party.
Uh-huh.
This is funny.
I say kill him. He casted the curse.
Did he cast the curse, or did people cast the curse?
He said Sanguine cast. If not, then we toss the baby down the well.
Metagaming. So you can, if you have questions, now's the time to try to figure things out. But
yeet tiny me down
I
the
will
well.
say this: you could go here, and every single one of them is going to have a different outcome, and there's very few that end in everything.
We go with the middle path, and we all three go down the well.
That's what I'm saying. Let's all just jump down the well with the baby.
Sanguine gets stuck there. He has no way back home.
You guys all just
we just all
in Elfland.
Yeah. I mean, if he was planning on jumping down the portal with the baby, then it's got to go somewhere, and I would assume he wouldn't want to send himself somewhere.
Well, he said it would open up.
Take him at face value. At the very least, it takes it somewhere else, but it would probably be somewhere that he would prefer to go.
We
gotta make a decision. I'm ready to eat myself down the well. I'm ready to take my tiny gnome legs.
Are giving back the real crystal anyway?
Nah, I got that.
Yeah, you still got it.
Yeah.
I think at this point the crystal is.
It's null and void. Yeah.
And the baby go through the portal.
So I've been weighing the odds, the choices here. On one hand, we have my fair Marge, and I wish to save her and have her longevity, for all this time. But on the other hand, I have seen the racism towards the Fae. At least 3 of them said the South will rise again.
3 and 4, we kill the guy. 5, 6, we give the baby up.
I'll just say 1 to 3, we give the.
I can't believe this is so hard for you guys. No, I'm not mad about that. That's what I wanted. I wanted to. And by the way, that's not at all how this is supposed to play out, and I love that this is how it.
6, we fight the elf.
All right. Here we go.
1.
Yeet!
Spell my illusion. Take the real one.
Present.
So Segwin reaches out and he, like rushingly but also very calmly, he takes the child and he swaddles him and he holds him. And you can tell by the way that Segwin is handling this child that he genuinely.
I thought you were jumping in the well.
Is not on a 1 to 3. Segwin genuinely cares about this kid. You can see it in his eyes. You can see how excited he is, how loving he is, how passionate he is for it. You guys all start moving down towards the well. Just in the interest of time, you guys all get down there, and you guys are standing there. And Segwin turns around. You guys get to the well, and Segwin turns around, holding the child, and he stops, and he's just standing and waiting. He doesn't move for what's up here. Everyone's like just waiting to say something. A crowd of people come out of the town and start to approach the 4 of you. And just as everyone starts to riot and move towards, Tobit begins moving forwards, and Segwin holds out the baby over the well. And he says, "Tobit, you know what you have to do. I cannot put this baby in the..." God damn it, Linda. Hatter says, "Drop kick them both in the well." So the Segwin says, "You know what you have to do. The blood oath was signed by you. Windershins around the well yourself twice and drop the baby in. It shows purpose. It shows intent."
This is a little sus, bro.
And this is where the crowd and where your final decision is going to come in. The situation that's being put in front of you guys is, you all have seen, based off what you guys just saw, cares for this child. And he has an agenda. Tobit has an agenda. Seeing you all side on the opposite end of where you just were when you were previously with them has caused a little bit of confusion.
Also,
So,
I'm alive again. Hi.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, that's that guy.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
So everyone is confused. Everyone is persuadable, and Tobit is in a situation where he is going to have to either try. So if you guys want to stick to I'm going to give you guys 2 options here. You guys, just in the interest of making this yet as simple as possible, you either stick to your guns and work on the side of attempt to turn the entire crowd against Tobin, or against Segwin. Because clearly, at this point, Segwin has made it very clear to the crowd at this moment that the curse will be broken if Segwin does exactly what he just mentioned. Walk counterclockwise around the well twice and drop the baby within. And he hasn't mentioned the crowd, but you guys know that that's what opens the portal to Elfland.
I mean, hey, you made the bed, lie in it.
Yeah, I mean that's where I am still siding with Segwin, and I almost want to say, because Tobit was making a big deal about
Still don't like
what he would do for his people, and he would do everything that he wanted to do. Well, this is the way to do crab claws and pogo feet on your people, or you owe up to the bargain that you made to get your power. Your mayoral stance.
People of Birdville.
Birdland.
People of Birdland. Listen, if there's Elfland, there's Birdland. Yes, I am a satyr. Yes, I am Fae. However, I come to you today with facts, with information that your mayor has withheld from you for years. Your mayor wittingly and knowingly signed a blood oath, a dark deal that he must now pay for. Whether or not, you cannot have peace as long as your mayor is under this dark oath. You will forever be tormented. You will forever be haunted. You, your loved ones, and everyone you know will come and makes one sacrifice for the good of the town. Yes, it is a dark sacrifice. Yes, it is. And unless this happens, you will forever be punished, you will forever be plagued, and you will forever be tormented.
Polly morphs into a chocolate bar.
So Norbit, do what is best for your town. Come needs to be done for your people. And if you will not, then I implore you, citizens of Birdland.
Lyndon, he must be a citizen of Birdland because he's like, big words coming from a goat man.
Unless something happens, you will forever be plagued and you will forever be tormented, and you will never get peace again. That's my speech.
Throw Ronan in the well! You have any spell slots left?
I do, yes. It's just a first level spell slot, so yeah.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
That's 17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 18.
No.
He's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Persuaded the crowd there.
I was gonna say, can I roll perception at least or something like?
No, I would say you persuaded the crowd there, and I think he's understanding of the situation. Here's how this is going to play out. Tobit obviously doesn't have the kid, but Tobit is, in order to complete this, Tobit will have to be given the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So the situation is that Tobit has to come to a complete surrender of the situation in order to solve this. And the crowd is going to hold Tobit accountable. Says, I am sorry for not holding my end of the bargain. I am willing to do what must be done if you can promise me, if you can assure me, my son, the mayor of this town, is the lavish lifestyle he would have lived with education, with. Can you promise me these things? I've made many mistakes in my past, but I wish not for my son to suffer from my mistakes. And says, you have to decide how your son's future will be handled in these moments. And hands Tobit the child. And Tobit is just devastated. He is in tears. And he begins, you can tell at every moment he is cherishing holding his only child. And he is breaking in every step. He's shaking and quivering, and he is just emotionally not ready. And at the end of his second revolution around the well, he looks across the crowd at mothers who are heartbroken, fathers who feel his pain, and anyone who has emotion on their face. All of them in that moment are combined into one view for Tobit. And that is his to truly seek forgiveness for the actions that he took. And Tobit lets go. And you all hear the splash in the well.
And throughout the hills, yeet echoes.
Of a child. And there is a longevity of is wondering what's happened. Is Sigwin going to live up to what was promised? There is an explosion of light from within the well. And the child rises out of the light that springs out of the ground. And from within, the child rises back into the arms to Tobit and says, I will make sure your child has, and then turns around to everyone within the crowd and says, remember this moment, for promises that are kept, for things that are brought forward, and for truth that is displayed in the light of disparity, and the love for his town, and love for his people, and the love for his wife, the love for his child, in lieu of his own pride, have saved you all. And Tana, across the crowd, everyone starts to magically fade into their normal selves. And Tobit begins to walk forward as he is overjoyed and he is tearful for whether it be retribution or whether it be forgiveness or whatever feeling he is overcome with. The idea that his child is the cause and the reason for so much joy and so much for being a savior. That Tobit not being the reason, but the child being the reason that everything has normalized, and with that the portal closes. Segwin and the child are gone, and you are all left standing beside a well within love will prevail in the most dark of situations. That's the end.
Whee!
All right, where's Marge?
Can you appreciate that all happened on a dice roll?
I know, right?
Isn't that the point of D&D?
Okay, so you want me to be honest with you real quick?
There were so many things that should have happened that you guys like skirted past.
We're really good at doing that.
I had so much intent of bringing Marge back into it and being like a savior. You guys narrowly escaped every fight that I had lined up.
Let's say we went into no combat really.
There was zero combat,
and so regardless of that roll, that baby was going in that well. And so what would have happened if you had rolled a 4 through 6 is I was going to cast Thunder Wave on you. And then take the baby and give it to the elf.
So earlier on, with that same roll, if you guys had, because I had a feeling that yours and Mel's, you would step in, and if that had happened, I had planned on having it to where at the point in time Tobit had finished his second revolution around the well, like a big battle, like an all-out was going to show up, and I had planned on her to be like the savior. And it like blow you over the edge, and like you had decided like your full on ending of that was nothing like the original campaign ending. But I wanted I wanted it to be like an emotional shove of love and the overcoming of prejudice and things like that. Keep with the theme. I do apologize for zero combat though.
I'm not
I
mad
was gonna
about
say,
it.
it was
I did
I-
say be RP heavy, so.
I apologize. I feel like for role playing the majority of that, I feel like I kind of stepped over y'all's toes multiple times, and
But I need somebody that is very role play forward to encourage me to be a little bit more role play.
Hey, Alex. Just saying, you got stepping up in the bedroom is all I'm saying. You could be a Mexican apple thief and Scrub reference, you wouldn't get it.
oh my god.
Oh, I got it.
Huh. So yeah,
That was fun. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
that was a good time.
Good time. Hope everybody else had fun.
I'm dead ass tired, but
That is a place in
Combat
D&D.
in a live sense is tough.
Yeah.
Like you guys, especially if you listen to the podcast D&D Kinda, it's heavily edited. A lot of those combat sequences are hours long, and we edit them down to 30, 40 minutes, if that, and still they're tedious.
Yeah.
So in a live sense, combat's rough. So keeping it extremely roleplay heavy I think is extremely important. So.
And I mean, I feel like if we were to do this a long term and make this a full on campaign and everything, then obviously we would have combat. But
Yeah.
for a one shot that we're live streaming and wanting to interact with everybody,
Yeah.
I feel like
And I think that there was a lot of interaction from the audience that kind of influenced
That was
your guys'
mostly
choices.
Josiah.
Well, yeah, I mean.
I do love how I got on the same wavelength as Josiah there for one moment. It was just like
one moment.
One moment.
For one moment, you guys were the same. Lyndon said, and Lydia said, "Pass the hat." I'm not sure what that means, but I think she was wanting me to shut up and let you guys
Oh, okay, yeah.
kind of lead the ending there. So, but I'm a fuck up. I get it, Lydia. I'm sorry. But anyway, we'll conclude the session. We'll do more of these if you guys want, because I had a lot of fun with this.
I
Oh,
had
yeah.
a good time.
I gotta figure out the streaming issues, but maybe I'll bring those to a close in the next few weeks. So, you as well as his lovely
Anytime.
wife, and Ryan. Always a pleasure having you on anything that we do. So,
I try.
you do try. Sometimes you fail, but at least you try.
I try.
Until next time, everyone. Again, we appreciate you watching. I'm sure.
absolutely.
But I don't know if I'm going to be down to recreate this scene, but.
So it's a hell of a setup.
Yep. Hatter said that was cool. Good job, guys. Have a good night. Love you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Lydia
thank you.
Said, no, I wanted the team to get tips from the.
Makes sense for him, yeah.
Yeah, it's Lily for you.
Mm-hmm.
But